Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome back to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach,
And I'm Mac.
and today we're getting back to our alphabet soup, where
Yeah.
we play through our whole entire collection A to Z, and decide if we're going to keep the games, call the games, what we think of the games.
Make a soup out of them.
Yeah, that is true. And today's letter is...
Gee, Elmo.
It's G! Yes, it is. And for G, we actually have 7 games to talk about.
Yeah.
Some of them are ours, but one of them, we have a special guest.
Oh, welcome to the table.
Hello, it's Pepper, back again, and I am here to talk about a G game, Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion,
What do you have to say about it?
which these guys would not play for the alphabet soup, so I had to play it myself solo.
At a different location because it was not here.
Okay, maybe it was my own doing.
Well, you would have had to be here, because I think you kind of, the times I've played it, you've kind of been in control of most of the stuff. I don't know if I'd know how to set it up.
Alpha gaming.
Alpha gaming.
But yeah, this is a phenomenal game where you're just going through a dungeon and defeating different bad guys with different abilities, and it's in my top 50 games of all time. It was last year, and it was this year that you
check
can
those videos out.
So you
Plug.
cannot call this game. This is staying in the collection.
That sounds
All right.
good.
Putting my foot down.
That was your fist.
Yes.
The fist of pepper.
But yes, that is one that I want to actually get back to the table and try out a little bit more.
It sounds like a Forgotten Waters meets D&D theme.
Maybe.
Okay.
It's got some card combat.
Oh.
It doesn't really use dice, I don't think.
Okay.
Pepper, does it use dice?
There are no dice in the
I
game.
didn't think so. But, yes. That's a good crossover thought there. But then
I thought it was pretty clever.
It was pretty clever. That's pretty clever, Mac.
Or Schon clever.
Yeah, so this, I
Oh,
think...
it's by Stronghold? Nice. Good job, Bonacor.
Wow.
I didn't know it was by Stronghold.
She's shocked.
I am shocked.
This one is probably our most played G game.
Yeah, easily.
But that doesn't take much since it's a pretty quick game.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just pretty simple as well.
Yeah, you just roll a die, you roll some dice, you choose, and then depending on what you choose, you get to cross off little, I don't know, the corresponding number in a corresponding color box. And then if you're smart about it, you can trigger bonus when you
chain together some bonuses.
put them in the right spots.
Yes, and I think that's the most exciting thing about this game.
Yeah.
And it's definitely the first game that we had that did something like that.
Yeah.
And it was also, I think, just in general, one of our first verb and write games.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's...
She's been around a while.
It does feel like it's been around for quite a while,
Yeah.
and we've gotten quite a few other verb and write games, and so I think this one's fallen a little bit for me, but it's still a solid one to go back to.
Yeah. It's good. They actually played it without me, so I didn't get to have a playthrough of this, but it's a good game.
Wow.
I never, ever win it, so it's probably a good thing, but...
Well, that's what you told... I thought you told us that beforehand,
What?
and that's why we didn't have you play.
Oh, I wanted to play, because I
Oh.
haven't played it in a while. I mean,
Okay. Well, maybe we can get it to the table, because it
lose
shouldn't
what
be that
else
long.
is new, but...
It shouldn't be that long of a game.
Yeah.
He didn't let me play it either, Mac.
Who did
It
you
was
play
a solo game. Check out the vids.
Jeez.
We put
Oh,
some
yeah,
videos
that's
out on
right.
that. So check those out.
Plug.
And then we got one that you tried for the first time.
Yeah, Glasgow.
And it's one that we've had it on the shelf for a while, but hadn't got a chance to get back to.
And I feel like I remember you saying something about you ordered this because it was 2 players and you thought it would be one I'd like.
Probably.
Very common story on these videos. If you've been following
It is
along.
very common.
But I actually really like this one. I thought it was cool. You get a little circle, you're moving your player around, building the little city map, and the way the tiles have to face I thought was kind of funny. And Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I didn't like have any major gripes about it, but it has that like rondelle piece where it all depends on what comes out in the rondelle and what you need. But I just felt like you were much better at the rondelle than I was, and I constantly was in front of you, and you just got to take all these little moves behind me because I was way away, and it didn't help me at all. So.
But I thought you ended up winning.
Did I?
I think you did.
Oh, I don't remember that, but.
I'm pretty sure you did win the game.
Well, that's interesting.
But no, yeah, it's a really fun game. I find it interesting too that kind of the place you're building out the tiles is a shared place, and that's why it's a 2-player only game.
Yeah.
Is you face them either towards you or
towards the other.
your
You
opponent.
have to sit across from each other when you play this game.
Right. But yeah, and then putting those together and kind of getting activating certain ones as you place something in the same row or column.
Yeah, you
is a
gotta
very
get those
cool thing.
early.
You do have to get those early if you can. And yeah, just like you said, I always find those rondelles fun where it's the person in or behind kind of always goes until they're ahead of the other person.
Yeah.
And I always like how that works in a 2-player version.
Yeah. It was a good game.
Yeah.
I would be opposed to playing it some more.
Ooh. Then we've got another G game of Grand Austria Hotel.
Yeah.
It's actually another Lookout game.
I saw
back
that,
to
and
back.
like the artwork is almost identical.
Yeah, I think that's Clemens Franz or something like that. I think that's the artist's name.
The advanced level.
Ooh, it's an advanced level game from Lookout. Yeah, this is one that I had on a wish list for quite a while before we got it because I'm trying to think. I think the designers make a lot of really solid Euro games, and it seemed like it had mechanisms that I kind of liked from other games or some of those similar types of things. So yeah, I'd been looking forward to getting it for a while, and then I did. Just had really great experiences with it. I don't remember what happened in our last play of it. Did you win that one too?
No.
Probably.
No, I lost by quite a lot.
Was it? Oh yeah. I think we hadn't played it in a while, and I may or may not have gotten all these goals, and I might have already been ahead of you before I counted those. Sorry, I did not remember. I honestly couldn't remember.
And I was thinking, you know what, I could probably say that this game has grown on me since my initial playthrough, but now reliving it, I'm like, well, maybe it hasn't.
Whoops, I didn't mean to bring that up. And what do you think of it?
Yeah, yes, no.
What about
I don't know. It's hard because you just caught on to the game so quickly, and I don't know, I'm so behind in this game. Like I'm kind of getting it, but at the same time, like I cannot maximize whatever it is I'm doing. Like you are always so much further ahead of me, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I mean, I even had a card that gave me a resource for free every round, and like I don't know, it was kind of a lot of crappy dice rolls too, so that probably didn't help. But I don't know what I was doing, but I was barely surviving, apparently. I thought I was doing pretty good, but I apparently was just keeping up on that little statue track, which I kind of wish they didn't have. If they took that out, I don't know, maybe something different, I'd like it a little bit more, because I enjoy getting the cards, I enjoy filling the cards with the orders, I like the dice pieces, I like the card pieces. It's just, I feel like that is, like, preferable, and...
That's like the feed your people part in this game.
It is.
But
But you have to keep going more and more and more.
Yeah, because then
it moves it
drops
down.
Yeah, it is pretty much a feed your people type thing. Now that you mention that, and
But you
yeah,
need
that probably
more
is my
every
least.
round.
That probably is my least favorite. Well, not every round. It's like every 2 rounds or something.
Yeah.
That it checks it.
Yeah.
So you do have time to do it. You can do it, but yeah, I would say that part of it is not the greatest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is another one that's probably best at 2 players. I think otherwise it might get too long.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've played it with more, but I would just guess based on how long a 2-player one takes, since there's not really any simultaneous stuff going on, it would probably be a pretty long game. I don't think it would be as enjoyable then. So,
Yeah.
but as a two-player one, I really like it quite a bit.
Mhm.
Even
Yeah.
with the feed your people statues portion.
I just feel like I just need to keep going and try and learn it some more because I'm sure there's a way about it, and just when you don't play it very often, it's just hard to hack it that way, because I'm going back in and,
Mhm.
oh yeah, you have to get these three together in the same color to get a bonus, like,
Mhm. Maybe I'll look at the Waltz expansion or whatever and see if that focuses more on just the filling of the hotel.
oh
and less on
good,
the
more
statue.
for me to,
I don't know. See if we can change it up for you.
Mhm.
Then we get to what I think is probably my favorite G game, Gln More II Chronicles. I don't know if it's your favorite. Here
I
we've
think
got.
we said our favorite last time.
Huh?
Oh well.
I did.
Okay.
I said you didn't say your favorite.
Oops, okay. I'm
So
sure
yeah,
people are dying to know.
Gln More II Chronicles.
Yes.
So this one is kind of like Glasgow, where you're going around a rondel.
They're both Scottish.
That's true. They're basically the same game,
Yeah.
but this one is much larger.
And much more
A
difficult.
lot more going on. But yeah, this one, I really love how you are drafting the tiles by going around that rondel.
You
and
do. You're a junkie for it.
I really am. And it's the same thing, but this one kind of stops you a little bit
Yeah.
because at the end you compare how many tiles each person has, and whoever has more, you lose like 3 points per extra tile. So
Yep.
it stops someone from just going like, bam, 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 I'm going to take all 3 of these in a row or something,
Mhm.
compared to your one.
Yep.
What, did you do that?
Yeah, I lost like 9 points.
Oh boy. But no,
That's
then
okay.
it's got people too, and I like that part of the board. I know you said you did not. I think Pepper said he doesn't like that much. But it's something I really like. We've played a few of the Chronicles. We didn't play them in our playthrough of this one, and I'm still hoping to go back and play all of those. But I feel like this
I
one
think
doesn't
we
get to
played 2, right?
this one doesn't get to the table as much
Yeah.
either. I wish it got to it a little bit more, because it's not. I know you don't really like the scoring either.
No,
But it's not that hard of a game.
I try so hard with this game, but I just can't. I just can't. I don't even know. You love it so much, and I just feel so bad because it's like, again, another one I just cannot understand. Like, the tile placement gets you extra tile placement for everything around it, and then
Reactivates all.
that extra board that I thought you had to go like one space by one space, and then you're like, oh, just kidding, I'm gonna take this from you. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I've got 75 whiskey barrels, but it doesn't make a difference really. And so there's just something that does not connect in my brain. So it's decent though.
It's amazing.
I try.
It's amazing. It's
I
a top
try.
50 game.
I try.
I think it's really solid. It's my favorite G game. I guess, did we mention your favorite G game yet?
Well,
She'll get back to you, folks. We
Not
still
that-
got a couple more.
there's not a lot to choose from here.
Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion she's going to end up picking.
Probably gone Schon out of these.
Wow. Then we get to
Gugong.
probably, in the G's, might be my favorite cover. I like it. What would you say is your favorite so far?
Well,
I mean,
I-
we got one more, but
Didn't know. It's probably Gln More. It
That
is
one's pretty
very
good, too.
pretty.
that one's pretty good too.
This one I
I
think
just-
is a good one too, though.
I think this one just has a different feel than a lot of our games, and that's probably why I would prefer it. But
Yeah.
that one's a solid cover too.
Yep.
But yeah, Gugong is a game.
It's a game. There's
It's
a
a-
lot of stuff going on in Gugong.
It's a game that I really, really wanted to love because I really like the look of everything in the game, and the board is really beautiful. It has some really nice artwork, and it is split out really nicely. It's very clear. All the board kind of has like
It's
I think
like
it's 7 different areas.
yeah, it's like busy, but it's not. And I
Mhm.
think they did a really good job with the design of it.
Yeah, for sure. Laying out, yeah, that was a really great job. And then, yeah, the 7 areas, you're kind of doing slightly different things in each one, but they're kind of interconnected as well.
Yep.
I think there's just almost too many things going on, and the connections that they make just aren't quite there. and also the card portion of this. I think that's the card portion is also another neat thing where you're trading in goods that are higher than so each of the locations has a card on it, and with a number 1 to 9, I think.
Yep.
And you just have to replace that card with a card higher, and some of the cards you place have symbols, so you can kind of take double actions. I do like how that works, but...
And then they're like, the one you take, that you replace, becomes the card for your hand next turn. So
yeah, you can replace some low numbers, but then that kind of sets you up for possibly some bad
because if you don't
looks
place
next
the
turn.
higher number, then you don't get the initial, or you don't get the action, either action.
Right, unless you discard one of your cards
Play a
from your hand,
card
or get rid of some of your very limited cubes.
Yes.
So yeah, the game is a very tight game.
Yeah.
With the amount of cubes that you get.
Yeah.
The worst part is, like, every time I play this, I feel like I like it just a little bit more. but I haven't gotten to the point where I love it, so I don't know. It's like one of those that's like, if I played this like 5 more times, would I really start to get it? Or if I played it more often, I don't know. I can't tell. But yeah, I think we're still going to keep it in the collection.
Yeah.
But I don't... It's definitely towards the bottom of the list.
Yeah. Yeah. It just... I don't know. There's just something that just doesn't... I don't know. I mean, there's great components. There's great boards. The card piece is really cool. I really like that. There's just something I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, because, this one just has bits of points.
I don't know if it's just like overwhelming because there's all these areas, and like I don't even think you touched one of the areas. I know I didn't touch one of the areas.
Yeah, I know we didn't go to the Jade very often at all in our last play.
Nope.
But
and then you didn't.
I feel like that required a lot of cubes, though.
Exactly.
I don't know if we're doing something wrong, but we almost never have many cubes to work with, and you need them for every type of action.
Everything, and it's like you just spend them all down at the ships.
Right, trying to get some upgrades.
Like, why even bother with the wall? Just go to the ship.
But yeah, I still like it, and yeah, give it a few more plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's something about it that I don't know.
Yeah.
This one also has an expansion, but I can't.
It's not bad. It's just, it's kind of like, just. All right.
Last but not least.
This one isn't actually from our collection. It's actually my sister's game.
Yes. So we end with a game that's not even ours. And
that
is the Grimm Forest.
Yes.
We did play it. Yeah. And I think that was the second time I played it.
Yeah, second time for me, I think.
So this one is a rock, paper, scissors type game where you are laying down. So there's a few different areas where you can collect the various different things to build the...
You're a little picky, and you're building your house, be it straw, wood, or brick. You need to go to one of the 3 resource locations.
Yes. And then, I think the straw has the most... You always add 5 to there at the beginning. Wood adds 4. Bricks add 3. So you can go for the straw because
it costs the same amount to build your...
Right.
No matter what resource. So it's always going to take 4 resources to build your walls, regardless if it's straw, wood, or brick.
So if you can get that straw to yourself... That's more than any of the other ones that sets you up to potentially build quicker, because it's the first one to build 3 houses wins the game.
Yep.
But
for tiebreakers, it's the one who built the sturdiest house.
Right. But yeah, I find it really interesting how it ends up working. There's also these fable cards
and
that kind of...
Friend or fiend cards?
Yeah, friend cards. I like how the fable cards kind of interact with things that kind of... messes around with some things, and like something you thought might be juicy, or like, oh, no one's gonna go here type thing, and then someone lays a card that messes that up. I think there's one that is like, oh, make your opponents randomize where they're going or whatever. There's other things. They're adding the troll, or various
wolf,
different...
The big bad wolf.
So I think there might be a few take that cards in there.
A couple.
I don't think we had too many in the game that we played. Not any major ones.
I stole some of Abby's resources. But
At least you didn't knock down her house. Wasn't there one that could knock a house down or something?
I think the big bad wolf can blow a house over. We never actually got the big bad out. So
Right. So, because that would not be fun. I don't think that would be pretty devastating.
that was rough. That would be rough.
But no, it's a very, very interesting game.
It's cute.
I like it quite a bit. It's different than I think anything that we have.
It can be fairly quick too. I mean, I wouldn't want it to be drug out by any means, but
Yeah, I think this is a good, definitely a good family weight game because it's got a lot of the Grimm story characters in it. Yeah, it's a good game.
yeah, I think it's really well, really well produced.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if it needed to be, but it is very well produced.
That is true. It's got
from the game trays to the pigs to the houses to the little characters. You can there's really no reason that you need figurines for the wolf or the big bad wolf or the troll, but it's full on D&D or bigger sized figurines and.
That is true. I didn't think about that, but yeah, it's very well produced. Maybe slightly overproduced for.
But I think it needs that almost.
It makes it
bit,
funner.
but yeah.
It makes it funner.
It certainly does, because you can actually go send your piggy to grab the resources you want. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Abby's gonna keep that one.
I think this will stay in Abby's collection for a while.
Can't speak for her, but I would assume.
And I think that's likely her favorite G game.
Did you decide what yours was?
I think I said it was Ganz. Schon.
Okay. So yeah, those are our G games. GGG. It's one of our still not smallest letters, but definitely on probably the lower half, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't. I haven't counted, so I don't know.
We'll know by the end of this.
That is true. Once we'll have to do a bunch of statistics and all that data, extra data.
Yes.
I know that sounds really interesting to you.
What is going to happen?
But no, those are all our G games.
And I think this is probably the first one where we're not calling a game.
I think that's right. I think that's true. And it's weird because I wouldn't say G is my favorite letter. There's not too many games on there that I'm like...
I would not say that either.
Not too many that I'm like, wow, I really, really love these games. So that's kind of surprising. There's not any huge duds, but there's not the studs either.
Just kind of your middle of the line.
Gln More II I like quite a bit, I guess. But
yeah.
For you, I don't think you'd say any are top games.
No, I wouldn't. I don't even think any of those are in my top 50. So.
Yeah, that was our G's. If you made it this far and liked the video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see the future letters, definitely subscribe and check those videos out when they come out. But otherwise, we hope to see you on the next one. And as always, don't forget to
keep on nibbling
on our content.